During my recent visit to San Francisco, I took the opportunity to visit the Golden State Model Railroad Museum at Richmond Point. Founded in 1933 by East Bay Model Engineers Society, this is one of the oldest model train museums in the United States. Built on over 10,000 square feet, the museum exhibits three large displays of the most popular scales, N, HO, and O, and all three scales display some portion in narrow gauge. The N-scale display is an impressive 75 feet long and 21 feet wide layout built on L-girder benchwork displaying almost all major railroad attractions of California. I start my journey by spotting a two-locomotive consist moving through the Sacramento yard towards the Roseville yard. And here, the locomotives are picking up a train of autoracks. Now you can see the autorack train is moving through the Roseville yard towards Rocklin. The prototypical length of the yard and those long freight trains make this scene absolutely lifelike. At this time, I spotted a passenger train moving from Caliente to Bakersfield. Here the passenger train is approaching Bakersfield Station on the outside of the Bakersfield yard. I love the broad curves in this section of the layout. Later, I spotted the autorack train leaving Bakersfield. The train is now moving towards Caliente. Justin, the youngest operator at the club, is playing a dual role of a dispatcher and an engineer at the same time. Here he has given the train restricted speed while he ensures the route is set properly. The train here takes a diverging route to Rocklin. The layout runs on Digitrax system, and the museum uses Loconet Wi-Fi interface and throttle app to operate trains from mobile devices. The HO layout is built on 115 by 50 feet space featuring Western Pacific, Southern Pacific, and Santa Fe. The layout is divided into 3 divisions: Valley Division, Canyon Division, and Mountain Division. Here I spotted Rich. We became friends quickly, and after knowing that I'm traveling to see the exhibit from halfway around the world, he was kind enough to take me closer to the layout by giving me access to the operator's aisle. We spotted a mixed freight train led by a steam locomotive entering Newark in the Canyon Division and started following it. Here the train is passing through Fremont, and then through the Niles Junction towards Niles Canyon. The scenery around Niles Canyon is beautifully made. Renovations in some sections were a bit of a distraction. Otherwise, it was really wonderful following the train through this long stretch. The train is now entering Pleasanton. The train is now crossing Livermore towards Altamont Pass. Here the train is entering Tracy. And then leaving Tracy. The train is now crossing Elvas Y towards Sacramento, thus entering the Valley Division. The train is now running through Sacramento Station. Notice the cutout representation of the station showing detailed interior.
first time I've done that.
Now the train is crossing the trestle towards Davis. The train is now entering Martinez. Back to the Canyon Division, you can find the train entering the Oakland Western Pacific yard. Now going through the Oakland Southern Pacific yard. And vanishing behind the yard office on its way to the Magnolia Junction. Near the exit, you can spot the California and Nevada Railroad and the Nevada County Railroad, an HN3 display. Here you can find a goods train entering Colfax where the line interchanges with a standard gauge track. The railroad mostly serves the logging and mining industry. The O-Skill display, the largest one of the exhibit with massive mountains on both sides, had some interesting trains running across all lines. I did find this display more toy-like though, especially due to the unrealistic elevations at places. But it was fun to watch the trains run by. One of the perks of a large-scale display is that you spot the details from far away. There was a head-on collision between two trains on Sacramento Station. It's not fake news.